Lawmakers in the Senate have essentially done something to prevent Donald Trump from making appointments during their recess. This is incredible. So these lawmakers agreed to a series of pro forma sessions that ensures the Senate never officially goes on recess. The move effectively blocks President Donald Trump from making recess appointments while senators are away. Now, I think that this process kind of began when senators realized that there was a possibility that Trump could have fired Jeff Sessions and then found a way to get rid of Robert Mueller. But now it might be for a completely different reason. So many Americans must be wondering if the president is trying to pry open the office of Attorney General to appoint someone during the August recess who will fire special counsel Mueller and shut down the Russia investigation. But things are a little different now, okay? So Chuck Schumer released a statement and said, "Let me state for the record now, before this scheme gains wings, Democrats will never go along with the recess appointment if that situation arises. We have some tools in our toolbox to stymie such action. We're ready to use every single one of them," and they did. So Trump now has an open slot at the head of the Department of Homeland Security after he named General John Kelly as his chief of staff. So there is an open position, and the Senate wants to make sure that Trump doesn't make any appointments while they are on break. So
I would have played it differently, to be honest. I would have let Trump fire Jeff Sessions. Because one, Jeff Sessions is a horrible human being, and I would love to have him out of there. Number two, I think Trump really damages himself if he does that. And I think that accelerates his ouster. So I don't know that the Democrats played this right. And given their past track record, whatever it is that they do, they seem to be doing the wrong thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if this backfired on them. But what's interesting to me is how much the senators circle the wagons and protect their own. Because Lindsey Graham nearly lost his pearls when there was any kind of threat against Sessions, and he was like, "You are not going to fire Jeff Sessions," and he went on a raving defense of him. So it's like a little club that they have, and once you're in the club, you protect one another, and it's like John McCain getting a standing ovation and applause when he left his deathbed to vote in favor of continuing the conversation in favor, for Trump care.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me how much the Senate is an insular body out to protect its own.
So this actually kind of thing that they're doing to Trump now was pioneered by the Democrats during the George W. Bush era. And Barack Obama, they did it to him too when he was trying to appoint the National Labor Relations Board. They did a pro forma session, so they were never in recess technically, and he didn't recognize it. And Obama, in one of his rare strong moments, he went and appointed the guy anyway. The Supreme Court overturned it, and they said Obama couldn't do that. So they've been doing this since George W. Bush. It goes back to when a recess appointment goes back to when it took the senators a long time to travel back to their districts and come back. Well, now it's one plane ride away, so that doesn't really. So this is a stupid thing that they even have a recess appointment anymore anyway. So yeah, I think they should get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know why the Democrats are fighting so hard to maintain Jeff Sessions. I get it because they don't want Mueller to be fired because they like Mueller.
Yeah.
But wow, that's letting him fire Sessions, I think, might be a good thing.
Yeah, but I don't think that this is just a Democratic effort. I don't think it's just Democrats in Senate that are pushing for this. I think there are members, I think there are GOP members in the Senate that see some of his behavior as problematic. And I think there are Republican senators, Republican members of Congress that see Trump as problematic, and maybe they're not as transparent about the way they feel, but I think that it's becoming more and more obvious that they see him as a threat, not only to the country, but I think they're more concerned about their own party.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, I totally agree. I think it's interesting that the Republican senators are preventing their party leader from making these recess appointments. So the question to me is, are they doing it because they want Mueller in place and they want to see a real investigation? Or is it because they are looking out for their own and Jeff Sessions? Maybe it's a little bit of both. But I agree with you, Anna. A lot of Republican lawmakers are not happy with Trump and they would rather him not be there, but they're too cowardly to do anything against him until it's politically expedient. So they're gonna wait for a little bit. So when Trump makes himself more of a nuisance and drags the party down even more, and we'll see what shakes out next year in 2018. And if they lose some seats, then he's gone. Yeah, they're gonna turn on him. If they do fine and they maintain a lot of seats, then he might just coast throughout the first term. And then the reality is that in 4 years, if the economy is doing really well, I don't know that we oust him, especially with the Democrats, the way they run campaigns.
If you like the Young Turks, you'll love Young Turks membership. TYTnetwork.com/join.